Hi, and welcome back to Settled. Today we're going to talk about some changes and upgrades to the child support calculator on Settled. Traditionally, when you've used Settled and you've logged onto the system, you've gone over to your child support worksheets, what you've seen are worksheets A, B, and C. You can enter something on worksheet A, do your calculations, and save it. But if you went over to worksheet C, when you got there, that information was not transferable and you had to start a calculation anew. If you saved on worksheet C, then when you went back to A, you would have to recreate. You could only save a single copy of the worksheet. Well, we've upgraded Settled, and that is no longer the case. Now, when you log on to Settled, what you will end up seeing is when you get to the child support page, you will see a breakdown for all of your child support sheets. For instance, we have one preset up here, and you can come through and you can edit information about it. We've set this up as worksheet A and C, let's call it lower income. And it's sole custody and 120 overnights on C. So what we do, we have that set through, we pull up our worksheets, and we get the information that we had traditionally had. The client will give custody, 2 children, the income, no alimony, daycare, health insurance. And when we press calculate, it'll do as we've come to know and expect, the child support. Now what we can do is when we save this, we'll ask if we want the changes to apply to C. We're going to say yes. And now after we get our green flag and we know everything's saved, we're going to come over and we're going to go to worksheet C. Now when we go to C, we have 2 children, we have all of our income, any of the common information from worksheet A now goes over to C. Well, the difference on worksheet C, we had said this was going to be 120 overnights for the visiting party. It's going to default to the 245. So when we come down here and we press calculate, we'll have the new child support information. We press save. We're going to tell it to apply the changes to worksheet A, and it is successfully saved. So now when we go back to worksheet A, you have to keep in mind everything will stay the same. The income, the payments, number of children, but the one thing that's different between A and C is custody. On worksheet C, we did it in the shared custody. Back on worksheet A, it is deselected who has custody of the children, so we would have to select that if we wanted to do another calculation on worksheet A. Now, we have 2 worksheets saved here. Save the titling of the unique information, who has custody. But watch what we can do now. We go back to manage child support sheets, and that is unique to this specific client file, and we're going to add another sheet. Well, we're going to call this worksheet A and C, higher income, and we're going to say sole custody, and in this one we're going to do 125 overnights. We're going to submit that. Now with this that we've added, when we go to the worksheets, there's nothing here. So let's build one real quick. Client has custody of 2 children. Client's income, $5,500. But let's say that we're able to, on this one, show through imputation or otherwise that the opposing party's income is $9,000. Let's say $1,200 income or alimony that would be paid by the opposing party to the client. Keep everything else the same. We'll say $500 from a standpoint of the daycare, and we'll come over here and I think we said $150 for the health insurance. We calculate it. All right, we have the information for worksheet A. All right, let's go ahead and save that and transfer the information over to worksheet C. Now we're going to go over to worksheet C, and keep in mind the difference we said here is there's going to be 125 overnights, which would lower it down. We'll do the 125. We'll do the calculation, and it'll give the new amount of the child support. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to save this, but we're saying, you know what? Let's not put them on worksheet A. We'll proceed. It's saved with our green flag. Now when we go back to worksheet A, since we didn't save it, we have it set up with the client having the custody. And so we end up having 2 sheets with completed calculations. And when you go back for this particular client, we have all of the sets of worksheets laid out here. We also have a search feature. So you get a number of them and you don't know which one you want. Well, you can search by different terms. We've put in higher, there it is. Or if we need to do the one for 120 nights, we narrow it down that way. So what you now have the ability to do is multiple sets of child support worksheets, and within each set you can save additional child support sheets. To show how that looks, just as you come back here, if you come back to your main one, we've been working on John husband and Anna wife. Billy wife and Johnny husband is another one we have set up here. When we go to the child support there, nothing set up. You would go through and you can build your same setup with that as far as it goes with the worksheets. So first big upgrade we have for Settled is the ability to have common entry between worksheets A and C, as well as have multiple child support calculations saved for the system. Thanks, as always, for using Settled. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, please email us at support@settled.com, and have a great day.